There's a lot of people out there that try to argue all the time how pay-to-win and overpowered premiums are in World of Tanks Blitz. And I do agree that some premiums and collectors have advantages over certain tech tree tanks. But I don't fully agree that this game is overpowered or pay-to-win. First of all, it is incredibly skill-based. And second of all, most tech trees perform just as good, if not better, than most of the premiums in the game. And if you want to argue with me, I have my good friend Statistics. We are going to be taking a look at this. Top 20 tanks by relative win rate. In front of me, we have the top 20 vehicles by 55 to 65% players. What is the number one performing tank in the game? It's the Emil I. Yes, you heard that right. The tech tree Swedish heavy that has been in the game for literally years and has not changed in years is the number one performing tank. Now, I've been calling the Emil overpowered for a very long time because it has incredible turret armor, 10 degrees of gun depression, a clip, and not only that, sandbags, reticle calibration. It's a stupid tank. And we can see that it's not even slow, reaching a top speed of 35 and a reverse of 20. If you pair that with reversing speed boost, you can go 28. So, yeah, I do think that the Emil 1 definitely takes the cake for one of the best tier 8s. Now, I do think the T77 is just as strong, to be entirely honest. Same for vehicles like the KV5. I was a little surprised to see the K2 so high up, because while the K2 is a strong vehicle, it has 7 degrees of gun depression and decent pen and everything, it's still a Soviet heavy. And as we know, I think Soviet heavies are kind of boring, but I guess if you want to win a lot, the K2 is a solid choice. But, as I said, the Emil 1 is the number one performer for 55 to 65% players. So, let's see just what the Emil 1 can do. We're in an all-tier 8 matchup. They have 2 tank destroyers, and then they have a bunch of heavies and mediums and everything. Now, I actually don't mind dead rail against tier 8s. It's mainly against tier 10s that I hate dead rail, because tier 10s have a lot more damage per shot in terms of tank destroyers than tier 8s do. So because of that, it's really just the tier that I'm fighting that I hate. So, well, there it is. We got shots by, I don't even know what, to be honest. Something. Yeah, something. Very, very helpful words coming from me. Well, we bounce one shell, and well, we got 1 out of 3. I guess that's better than nothing, right? We back up, and we reload. Now, the Emil features really, really good DPM, but it's... what are we doing? Why... This is one of the things I don't love about people on Dead Rail, though. Is like, for example, the Skoda drives over the ridgeline and thinks he can get away with it. And loses a decent amount of health. But, yeah, surprisingly, as an autoloader, this tank actually has pretty good DPM, and a lot of people don't realize that. So, how's that going for you, Skoda? How's losing over 1,300 health working for you? Oh, you got shot again. Gee, what a surprise. Well, we got 1 shell into your lower plate, and now I'm going to load in a high explosive shell and hatch you. Goodbye. Yeah, I'm not sure why that player thought he was going to get away with that, but it's a classic NA player move, thinking that you can get away with YOLOing over a ridgeline. Now, I saw that tree get knocked down, so I'm interested to see what exactly that was. We can see the 122 TM off to the one side, and we got the Action 10 right in front of me. So, the question is, what are we going to be able to do here? Well, there you go, 420 HE bounce on my tank. We got a pen into the action once, and twice, and 3. There you go. And that's why autoloaders are so stupid. That was a full health action 10 a moment ago. Now, it's a half health action 10. And you know what the funniest part is? That tank can't pen me when using gun depression. And not only that, I literally have good DPM. In 8 seconds, I'll have my clip reloaded. We'll poke the action 10 hull down again, and his game's over. Yep, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Is the Action 10 still there? He is. Hello, Mr. Action 10. Well, there's 1 shell into the roof of your tank, 2 shells into the roof of your tank, and 3. Goodbye. Yep, that's right. We just 2-clipped a full health heavy. Autoloaders are fair and balanced and good for the game, as I always say. Wargaming does a good job balancing them. And what's even funnier is that the Charioteer sitting in the back can't pen me. He's trying the best he can to cut through my tank and just failing over and over and over. So what do we have going on now? Well, we got an IS-3, and as much as I'd love to shoot the IS-3, can't hit him at this angle, but that's alright. We're just going to keep on moving up, and we're going to flex right on behind. Well, oh, I was going to say I can hit the IS-3 there. The Vickers was right in front of us, but got unspotted, so might as well move up at this point. We have the T-28 Proto in front of me, and here we go. Super Daddy. What is that name, bro? What are we doing here with our names? All right, well, there was one shell into the T-28, two shells into the T-28, and three shells into the T-28. Now, I do have the Charioteer on me and the T-28, and that's not necessarily what I like to see, but the good news is that we're going to be gone. I'm just going to angle my tank in a way that the Charioteer cannot high explosive pen me, and we're still fine. We have a crap ton of health in this tank, like a lot of health. And because of that, there's really not a situation where I feel like I'm just, completely useless, even with that Charioteer who's going to shoot me here. We got an easy shell into the Charioteer Defender once, and I was hoping the next one was going to pen, but it didn't. Either way, pretty good game so far. Also, I realized why the Charioteer shooting me had AP ammo as its standard rounds, and it's because it's a Charioteer Titan. I did not realize that. I thought it was the I didn't look at the name of the tank, I just saw the icon at the top of my game, and I know what all the tank's icons look like, so I thought it was just a normal Charioteer. So that's why at the beginning I was a little confused on thinking it wasn't a Charioteer, because the Charioteer has APCR standard, but the Charioteer Titan has AP standard. So I guess that's a little on me, but didn't really matter. We ended up dealing 3,822 damage this game. We literally sat all down. That was our battle, and it was a 4K game. What a truly challenging battle for the Emil I. And that is why this tank is so good. It's mobile, has gun depression, has armor on the turret, and not only on the turret, has really good hull armor as well. The upper plate of the Emil I's like 240 thick, meaning that you can even get troll bounces on the hull. The tank is really small. And as I've said in the past, the smaller your tank is, the better it is. Look at the T100LT. It's an incredible tank because it's this tiny, and it makes you be able to get away with really good maneuvers. And that's the same thing for the Emil. Because you're so much smaller, it makes it not only a harder tank to shoot, but also it makes the armor a lot more robust where it is. The lower plate's very small. In general, the tank is really well armored. So let's see what we can do here with our Emil I. Let's activate our speed boost, and let's head on in. Well, we're chilling at 30 kilometers per hour. I did remove my improved fuel, so we're not like super fast anymore, but it's fine with me because I'd rather have a little bit of extra HP than mobility on this tank, especially because it's more based off of hull armor rather than, like exposing your tank in the open. So what are we going to do here? Well, I'm going to use my reticle calibration. We're going to poke this corner. Reticle cali is great because whenever you're poking a corner and you don't know where the enemy's going to be, it just gives you that little sense of confidence that you'll be aimed in enough to hit the shot. So we have the ISU 130 right off to the side over here, and that's exactly what we're going to use our reticle cali for. Bonk! One shell into his tank. Two shells into his tank, and three shells into his tank. That was a full health vehicle, and now it has 388 health. Yes, this tank is truly fair and balanced. Autoloaders are good for the game, right guys? Yeah, 100%. Well, I don't have much support, so I'm hoping that I don't get YOLO'd, but at the same time, I think we'll be okay. CS-53 gets shot, and is there anybody over here? No. Okay, well, I will slowly move up, because we are not the fastest. Oh, we got an Action 10 here, though. We got one shell into the Action 10, two shells into the Action 10, three shells into the Action 10, and now you can't pen me anymore. Yep, that's right. Full health Action 10 now has 727 health, and I've already done over 2,000 damage. Yep, that's the Emil for you. Now, to be fair, that player should have just not poked me. That's on him, but still, that damage output is quite wild. Well, we reload in 3 seconds. We're going to aim it on the ISU 130 if we can. Let's see. Where is that ISU? There he is. There's one shell into his tank. And see ya. Reloading the clip. Now, it does have a long clip reload, to be fair. You got a 22-second clip reload, meaning that if you put yourself in a position where you can be rushed, then yeah, it's very easy that you'll be taken out. But thankfully, I'm a smart player. I don't put myself in spots where I can be rushed. So I'm just going to wait for my reload, and then we're going to push this enemy Action 10. Let's see, is the Action 10 over here? I would assume he is. Are you? I'm spotted. I mean, he's got to be poking this bush. Let's see. I'm going to activate my speed boost, and we're just going to push him. That should be the most ideal play here. Here we go. And where are you? I know you're over here. Well, I don't understand actually where he is, because I would expect if I'm spotted that, He's somewhere in this position. We do have the CS in the back. There's one shell into the CS, and two shell. Okay, never mind, that one bounced. That kind of sucks. All I have left is me and a 54 mod 1. That's not very good. Let's see, is that CS going to poke it? I'm just going to reload my clip. I mean, obviously I'm going to die, but at least if I'm going to die, I might as well get one more clip out, right? I think that's the best play. Right. Where did the Action 10 come from? That's what I'd like to know. But this is obviously where you run into problems with the Emil, because this is a tank that solely bases its capabilities off of being hauled down and getting that clip out. And in this situation, at least, we're not able to do that. But we get one shell, two shells, and then we're going to get one more shell out into you. Because I'd rather shoot the CS-53 for 300... Oh my god, they're all bouncing me. Oh, this is hilarious. But I'd rather shoot the CS for 370 damage than shoot the Action 10 for 122. Again, the Emil is just a crazy good take, because you can see why. We single-handedly dealt with a lot of players. We killed the ISU-130, we held off the Action 10, we even got some damage into the CS, still blocking 1800 even on flat ground. Now, unfortunately, when you have a 252 who can't manage to get one shell out after playing 17,000 games, and a Progetto 46 who also after 9,000 games can't get past 40% win rate, then yeah, you're going to run into some really bad players. Unfortunately, at the end of the day, these are the teams in Blitz, and you have to deal with them. But in the Emil 1, you can get some crazy good results out. And just from the 2 games that I played in the tank alone, I've been doing pretty well. I've played 17 battles in the vehicle, 71% win rate. Win rate's a little low, but look at that average damage, 3,100 in a tier 8. That's crazy. So if you want to get one of the best tier 8s in the game, or, statistically, the best tier 8, grind it. It's on the tech tree. And not only that, but it grinds to an amazing tier 10, being the Kron. So, there's really no excuses to not get your hands on this vehicle. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.